I have to go over there because no one asked over there.
With each question, more hands raised. So, and this is...
Okay, here you are. Okay.
Hello, Ms. Metsola. I'm Spiros Antipas. I would like to thank you for providing us the opportunity to express our concerns. We are from Ioannidis Model High School of Piraeus, and we have the following question. After the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the European economy has met a huge increase in prices due to inflation and lack of resources that harms both producers and consumers. Has this been discussed in the European Parliament? Do we have a solution on that?
All right, so tech companies, I will be quick so we can try to take as many as possible. So cybersecurity is a huge concern for us. We, both as an institution, where are you? I have to see you. Both as an institution, because we are particularly vulnerable as a political institution. We have been actually under quite a lot of attack, especially when we have very strongly worded resolutions. And two, as we approach an election. We have adopted the Artificial Intelligence Act. We are using the Digital Services Act in order to make sure that we get responsibility from the tech companies that are not only interested in how fast you scroll on your news feed, but also that if there is fake news, if there is disinformation and propaganda, if there is voter manipulation and voting behavior, let's say, interference, that then we have very strict regulation that is going to be implemented for the European election. This is, of course, very difficult. It's not easy to do. There is also a very fine line between freedom of expression and where we would say intolerance, xenophobia, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, anti-minorities, etc. But we need to be prepared, and we are prepared as a parliament, not only with our campaign, but also in the way we deal with such tech companies and the contracts that we are signing with them for the next few months. Now, Nicoletta, what are the competitive advantages of the... Actually, I'll answer that third. Russia and Ukraine. Yes, prices have raised. They have now stabilized. It was a big economic shock, especially so soon after the pandemic, and as we tried to slowly come out of that debilitating pandemic for all our economy. We have also redirected our attention to food security, to making it easier to invest in the European Union in order for us not to lose our competitiveness, and also finding new allies. You know, the European Union can, when we talk about strategic autonomy, not forget that we could find ourselves alone. And for too long we relied on some allies, some more reliable than others. And I think it is about time that we look to our immediate EU neighbors in order to have less energy islands, as we call them, but also to realize that we need to invest much more in our youth, in our research, in the fact that we need to be at the cutting edge, not only of, let's say, academic level, but also economic level, where we can invest in new sectors of economic growth. So that is where we will focus on as we continue to battle inflation and hope that prices will come down and affordability will go up. And we have huge parts of the population that today feel that they cannot afford. Household prices are too high and pensions value have been wiped out. This is a reality, and we need to make sure that in all the projects we have mentioned, legislative things that we are inserting legislating upon in order to introduce, is that we never forget that these have to be cushioning the social and economic impact on our citizens. Competitive advantage of the EU. What I just said, in fact, and the difficulties that we, let's say, meet or have, is precisely our competitive advantage. In other words, the unity we have shown, over the past years, that in times of crisis, Europe is united, that we find our competencies on security, on defense, on making it easier to travel from one country to another, making it more easy for you to be able to live, work, and study anywhere in the European Union. From a digital perspective, from an economic perspective, being the most climate ambitious continent on this planet is where we can really be competitive. And it is important that I tell you this, because you will meet people tell you, you know, being climate ambitious comes at an economic cost. No. What comes at an economic cost is if we leave behind citizens whom we have not explained our decisions to. And that's where I am convinced that we can be extremely ambitious in the way we tackle our climate concerns, while at the same time staying competitive and growing our economies. And here is where you come in. You know, when I was younger, I used to hate it when people like me were standing here and would tell me, you know, you are the future, your time will come, wait a little bit, now we are in charge. I hated that. That's the reason why I started running as a candidate when I was very young. Because I was saying, I know what we're going through as young people. And democracies, especially in this country where you vote at 17, you can really make a difference already at a young age. So your advantage is not only to vote, but to put the responsibility on elected politicians, to push them and hold them to account. Don't give that away, because if you do that, someone else will decide for you. That's your biggest advantage.
Okay. We run out of time, so 3 last questions, very fast. One from, yes? Fast, please.
You have a tough job, huh, George?
Sorry, what?
You have a tough job.
You have to let me do it. Yes.
Madam President, my name is Agatha Bagolen. I'm here with the second Arsakio High School of Psychiko. Our question is, in 2022, there was 289 domestic attacks on media freedom, with journalists and other media being imprisoned, assaulted and murdered. Considering that media freedom and pluralism are a part of the EU Charter of Fundamental Rights, what effective measures can the EU take to combat the ongoing deteriorations of the protection of journalists and activists and fight harassment tactics?
Okay. I'll go over there because I see a young man. He's spent so much time with your hand over there. Okay.
Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Michael. I'm 17, and I will speak for my school, Themistoklis. I'm a huge fan, by the way. I've seen you on multiple Instagram pages of the Parliament.
Oh, good. Do you like my posts?
Yeah. Every time. Anyway, recently we had a meeting with the mayor of Drapetsona, Keratsini, which is our local county, and he informed us that there's little to no direct connection between local authorities and the European legislation. Being a county that is plagued with a plethora of environmental issues, it is difficult to take measures against the environmental damage that is being done every single day without the help from our government. Given that information, we would like to pose the following question. Is it possible to have a meaningful communication with the local government to assist in the dissolution of the aforementioned issues and any other issues that might arise?
Okay. Thank you very much, Michael. Now, media freedom. If I had to give you one reason why I'm in politics, is that I wanted, besides the fact that my country should join the European Union, but to fight corruption and to allow in democratic societies the possibility for journalists to be able to ask the hardest questions, to investigate whatever they want without fear. In 2017, in my country, that ended. One of the most fearless, brave journalists was assassinated with a car bomb. Mother of 3 boys, very brave ones. Her name was Daphne Caruana Galizia. And the reason why she was assassinated is because there were very powerful people in the country, very closely associated to the politicians, that wanted to silence her. So that has set in motion what we have dubbed the Media Freedom Act, which we have now found an agreement on. Without the European Parliament, that would not have been possible. That we are helping journalists to protect them from what we call vexatious lawsuits, in other words, strategic lawsuits that are used to silence them, and that we need to train our judiciary in order to recognize such lawsuits when the judiciary is instrumentalized to go after journalists. So, does this mean that the situation is getting better? Unfortunately, no. In many countries, we see that attacks are increasing. However, we from the European Parliament have legislated to prevent just that, including cyber harassment. And here, very important also for all of you, is to be brave. When you are running for campaigns or you express your opinions online, you will find those who don't like it, who think that they can hide behind a keyboard or a mobile phone to attack you. Don't be afraid. Stand up to them and make sure you stick to your principles and your values. Michael, use the so-called Committee of the Regions. Go back to your mayor and tell him, please, there is a Committee of the Regions. It used to be presided over, by the way, by a Greek man called Apostolos Titsikostas from Thessaloniki. And he there bring together all the mayors of the European Union. And they are very correct in saying, yes, we need to have direct access to funding, we need to have direct access to justice, and in some countries the way it is organized is different to others. So ask your mayor to look at where better or other models of interaction exist, and also tell your members of the European Parliament to commit to that, and your representatives, because it is in all our interest. I'm elected on a European level, but I'm elected by my citizens, and I want to make sure that if there's one of my mayors who thinks that the European Union slighted him or that they were bypassed in any decision, that I should know and I need to do something about it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We don't have other time. That's it. I want to say a very big thank you, because we want politicians like you to stand in front of the young people and answer questions. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the European Parliament, Ρομπέρτα Μέτσολα, thank you very much for all. Thank you. Thank you. If you want to...
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
How much time do I have? Zero?
0. If you want to say something, if you want, I don't know.
Just thank you for being so honest. Thank you for being so open. And please keep your, look what I've done. Hold your representatives to account, okay? And never stop asking questions. And most importantly, vote in June. There is Coldplay concert on that day. Don't just go to the concert and not go and vote. You have no excuse, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.